Okay, so let's get into this deep dive. Today we're looking at something called ferritin. It's this tiny protein that's actually really key for your energy and, well, keeping you healthy.
That's right.
We've been looking at guidance from sources like bloodtest.co.uk, and they really help show why this test is so useful, especially, if you're trying to stay on top of your health, maybe somewhere like Belper or anywhere in Derbyshire, really.
Yeah, ferritin it's often a bit misunderstood. Put simply, yes, it's the main way your body stores iron. Think of it like a storage container.
A container for iron.
Exactly. Iron you need to build red blood cells, keep your immune system strong, things like that. But it's actually a bit more complicated than just that.
Okay, so if it's more than just a storage box, what's the really important thing this test tells us about, our health overall?
Well, the big thing is that it's an early warning sign. It tells us if that iron container is getting too empty or maybe even overflowing.
Ah, okay. So low levels first. What happens then?
That's where the biggest benefit often lies, finding problems early. If ferritin levels are low, say below 30 micrograms per liter, that's often the very first sign your iron stores are running down. This is iron deficiency.
Right, and that's before you get full-blown anemia.
Precisely. You might already feel tired, maybe a bit weak or dizzy. The bloodtest.co.uk site really highlights this. Catching low ferritin means you can often fix it quickly, maybe just changing your diet or taking iron supplements.
You can head off the really bad fatigue and weakness of proper anemia.
Exactly. You prevent bigger problems down the line. That's the key takeaway from the sources.
Okay, that makes sense for the low end. But you mentioned overflowing. What about high ferritin? Isn't more iron better?
Not necessarily, no. If the levels are too high, say over 300 micrograms per liter, that can be a sign of iron overload.
Yeah, that's bad.
It can be, yeah. It might signal other serious conditions like inflammation or even liver disease. High ferritin isn't just about having too much iron in storage sometimes.
Right. What else could it be?
Well, this is interesting. Ferritin is also what's called an acute phase reactant. Basically, if your body senses trouble, like an infection or inflammation somewhere, it can actually increase ferritin levels as part of its response.
Wow. Okay, so high ferritin might not mean too much iron. It could be my body reacted to something else entirely, like a hidden alarm bell.
That's a good way to put it. It could be inflammation. So the test finding high ferritin can be really important for flagging up issues early, potentially stopping damage to organs like the liver before it gets serious.
That really changes how you think about it. It's not just iron levels. It's a potential inflammation marker, too.
Yeah.
Okay, so bringing this back to the practical side. If someone in, say, Belper needs this test, what's involved? Is it complicated?
No, not at all. That's one of the great things. The ferritin blood test itself is really quick. The actual blood draw, maybe 10 to 15 minutes total.
Just a standard blood test, then?
Yep, just a small blood sample from your arm. And usually, you don't even need to fast beforehand, no skipping breakfast. It's pretty straightforward. Sites like bloodtest.co.uk often guide people on how to access these tests locally.
That's good to know. Easy access is key. And the source material suggests regular testing is a good idea.
Yeah, that seems to be the advice. Maybe, once a year if you're generally healthy. Perhaps more often if you have known risks or symptoms. It just helps you keep track, make sure those levels are staying in a healthy range.
Right, staying balanced.
Exactly. And if you think about the bigger picture, keeping iron levels balanced and knowing if there's underlying inflammation isn't just about avoiding sickness. It means, more energy day to day, feeling better, a better quality of life overall.
So a final thought for you to mull over. If this simple ferritin test, like the one you can find information on via bloodtest.co.uk, acts as both an iron gauge and an early inflammation alarm, well, using it seems like a really direct way to listen to what your body's trying to tell you, long before you might feel anything is wrong.
A proactive step.
Definitely. And that wraps up our deep dive into the ferritin blood test, understanding its benefits and how accessible it can be.